welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a real life cleaning session, tackling some laundry, emptying out the trash, and giving this massively messy kitchen a serious reset. So if your space is looking a little chaotic and you need some cleaning motivation, go ahead and grab your cleaning supplies and let's do this together. But first things first, let's start with the laundry. All right, we got this first load washed, moving it over to the dryer, and then getting the second load started. Now, I don't have a big wardrobe, and for the most part, Ryan only has his work clothes, but towels and bedding usually take up the bulk of the wash. And if you watched from the beginning, you know that I usually will do laundry once a week and be done with it. But now I find myself doing laundry every 2 to 3 days. And now that I have this new washer and dryer, I actually don't mind doing laundry every few days, and it seems a lot easier to keep up on. Now, if you have kids, I know this isn't going to be the case for you. You're probably going to have to do this on a daily basis. But for us, it's just me and Ryan. Morgan, she does her own thing. So for me, in this season of life, I don't have to worry about doing laundry every single day. I can get away with every 2 to 3 days or taking care of everything in one day, once a week. But what is your routine? Do you do every day, once a week, several times a week? Do you have to utilize a laundromat? How do you handle laundry? It's so funny when I throw my clothes in the wash, it seems like it's such a big amount, and then I start folding and stacking, and it seems like it was almost nothing at all. And our loads are truly not that big. I know towels take a lot of room, but I have a very large man in the house, 6'7", so his clothes are quite big. So although it seems like there was a lot going in, it really wasn't. The items were just large. So for me, I typically like folding the laundry down here in the laundry room. Not only does it keep everything from wrinkling from folding it immediately out of the dryer, but also it seems so much quicker and easier to stack everything into the basket, bring it up, and then immediately roll it up to where it needs to go and put it away. And now that the weather has cooled down, I can finally get back to doing it this way. Front loaders. If you know, you know. They tend to smell. So I've gotten in the habit of wiping everything down and not only leave the door open, but I also sanitize it. And it has made a huge difference. All right, next up, I'm going around the room and emptying out the trash bins. And this is in line with my least favorite chores to do. But odor-wise, it makes the biggest impact. Taking the old bag out and putting a fresh bag in instantly makes the space feel and smell so much cleaner. All right, now for the big one, the kitchen. The sink is full, the counters are a mess, and we've got a mountain of dishes to get washed. So first I'm going to clear off this island and then give it a good scrub. So for me, seeing progress is motivating. So by clearing this island and giving it a good cleaning, immediately starts calming the space. And I don't know about you, but when I walk into a messy room, it can sometimes cause immediate anxiety. And by clearing one little area can calm my brain in the chaos, which for me is motivation enough to keep on moving. Now, if you're wondering how this kitchen gets this messy, I truly don't know. I don't use this kitchen at all. I created a kitchenette in my room because for me, there is too much stuff in here. But I do have to say, Ryan and Morgan have been really good about slowly decluttering, and they have been making space in the cabinets to be able to put stuff away. But in my opinion, it's still way too much for a family of three. And keep in mind, we don't have any family in the area, nor do we have a lot of friends. So it's not like we host a ton of people. And when we do have visitors, it's like one or two people at a time. So having every cabinet full of dishware, cookware, or gadget is overkill. And not only that, but it also makes it impossible to maintain. But I will come down here every so often and give these spaces a good reset. And I know it's appreciated by my family. And a room like this definitely makes a good YouTube video because who doesn't love a messy room getting all spick and span? There is something so satisfying about seeing a shiny surface start to sparkle. It really helps to set the mood and makes it feel less like a chore. All right, this counter is finally complete. And now we're going to move over to the sink area, which, as you can see, is the biggest disaster. I'm going to start by making some room so I can empty out the sink. Then I'm going to start stacking everything in like items. So pans and cookware together, bowls and bulky items, and then plates and cups, and then utensils. Oh, and I will be washing everything by hand. I personally do not ever use the dishwasher. For some reason, it gives me the ick. But besides that, I can do all of the dishes in less time than it takes to do a load in the dishwasher. And that includes soaking time and resting in between loads. All right, so I've got most everything stacked and ready to be washed. And then everything to the right is supposedly clean, but I'm going to have to go through that. But I want to start soaking my utensils, sanitizing my sponges, and cleaning the sink before I start putting the other stuff away. I noticed the sprayer was not spraying right, so I want to clean that too. All right, I got all these sponges sanitized. The one side of the sink is clean. And now I can start soaking these utensils. Now that I've got the utensils soaking, I can clean around the rest of the sink, and then we can start moving our way to the right and making some space to dry the rest of these dishes. All right, the sink area is all clean. Let's move over to these supposedly clean dishes. Put away what is actually clean and stick whatever isn't over on the other side with the rest of the dirty dishes. For the most part, this side of the counters are usually covered up, but I wanted to make sure everything was clean anyways. All right, that feels so much better. Now we can move on to quickly washing these dishes. We finally got the first load all set. Now while that's drying, let's get the next load ready. So while this load is filling up, I'm going to go through and kind of declutter and clean up around the sink. While we got the second load soaking, I'm going to move over to this side of the counters and get this all cleared out, decluttered, and cleaned. Ryan does a lot of food prep on this side, and as you can see, he doesn't always clean up after himself. But I am surprised that this side of the counters aren't as cluttered as they normally are. Usually this counter is completely cluttered up where you can't even set anything down. Much like the counter on the opposite side of the kitchen where I'm not touching today. Only because by the time I was done with what I got done, I was in excruciating pain. But I knew when I started this, I wasn't going to be doing that area anyways. My main goal for today was to make an area where Ryan can have a clean space to cook. Because y'all know I don't cook, I clean. All right, this section of the kitchen is complete. So let's go finish these dishes up. All right, we are about halfway done with Dish Mountain. I also cleaned up the windowsill, but I forgot to press record on that. But it looks so much better than it was. And everything is coming together so nicely. It already feels 10 times lighter in here. And the kitchen just smells great. Yay, we're finally to the pots and pans. Get these suckers soaking, put away the rest of the dishes, clean up this last counter, and do a quick vacuum and mop. All right, the dishes are finally done. Let's wash this last counter up, clean the floors, and call it a day. All right, that is it for today. We got the laundry done, the trash taken out, and the kitchen spick and span. And it feels so good to end the day in a clean, fresh space. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you found this video motivating, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and come back next week for some more cleaning and home reset videos. Enjoy these after photos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!